Hey, in this video, we are going to talk about another secret business credit reporting agency that a lot of entrepreneurs are not talking about. I know you've heard about Experian Business. I know you've heard about Equifax Commercial, even Dun& Bradstreet. But what about the Small Business Financial Exchange, right? Listen, a lot of people are unaware of it. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to break down what is this secret business credit reporting agency, how it's affecting you when it comes into funding. So you don't want to miss out this video. Guess what? In the blueprint, we are going to break it down for you.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep.
What's going on, Blueprint Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Respect My Blueprint podcast, where we talk about everything entrepreneurship, business credit, as well as personal finance. And most important, we give you the blueprint to all of these things as well, too. All right. Now, in today's video, we are going to talk about the Small Business Financial Exchange. Okay? A lot of people are unaware, especially entrepreneurs, when it comes to this business credit reporting agency. And I felt like it's very important for me to go ahead and share insights about this agency because, you know, you guys have probably heard about Equifax Business, Experian Business, Dun& Bradstreet, and everything like that. But guess what? You know, behind the scenes, this secret credit reporting agency, guys, is actually, calling a lot of shots when it comes to your business credit reports and everything like that. And, most entrepreneurs don't even know it exists, right? So we're going to go ahead and talk about this, how it affects you, and how you can be able to go ahead and navigate this when it comes to 2026 and your business credit report. Okay, so first of all, the Small Business Financial Exchange is actually a private database that every major bank in the country pretty much utilizes, right? And the crazy thing about the SBFE is that, they don't advertise, they really don't have a portal that you could log in and check your business credit report like you would do with the other business credit reporting agencies and everything. But guess what? They play a major role on things such as loans, credit cards, or even your funding as well, too. So it's very, very important that a lot of people understand how important and what a major role that the SBFE plays when it comes into your business credit and everything like that. Okay. So first things first, let's break down what is the SBFE, right? Which is a nonprofit data exchange. They was actually founded in 2001, if I'm not mistaken, by the big banks and the lenders. Just like how the big banks and the lenders have created Zelle, they've also done the same thing with the SBFE. And basically, his job is to collect and share business lending data, such as, loan payments, utilization, as well as delinquency. So good and bad negative information. And of course, they share this amongst themselves and everything like that. I want you guys to kind of think of it as the back office to the business credit reporting, in other words. Okay? So now you can't directly access it. The general public cannot directly access this exchange. Only banks and credit unions can do so. So as a matter of fact, in 2026, it's been stated that the SBFE stores over 40 million business credit files and processes over 2 billion payment records on a monthly basis. Just with those numbers alone, that pretty much gives you a clear insight on the scope and the size of the SBFE and how much they play an integral part into the business credit reporting space. Now, what some of the banks that report to the SBFE, I mean, pretty much you name the big ones, they're reporting to them. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, Capital One, American Express, Truist, Citibank, US Bank. These are some of the largest and major banking institutions in the United States, and all of them pretty much utilizes the SBFE when it comes to business credit reporting. Okay, so as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, there's over 160 lenders that contribute data to the SBFE, which, that covers about 90% of small business loans and credit card activity in the United States. So again, guys, although you may not be aware or have heard of the SBFE, does not mean that they play a major role when it comes to business activity for small businesses in the United States. All right. So with that being said, so now that we kind of covered the base of, what the SBFE and who's the major players behind it and everything like that, now I feel like it's very important for us to discuss, what information that the SBFE tracks and everything like that, right? And some of the things that the SBFE tracks is pretty much every part of your business credit relationship, such as I kind of glossed over it at the beginning, which is your loan balances and payment history, credit card utilization, any negative information such as missed or late payments, account closures, even public filings. All of this information is shared with the SBFE amongst all of the lenders. Now, remember, the SBFE, they're a private exchange that feeds this information to the banks. Okay. So they don't actually have a repository where they show this information on consumer facing reports like the Equifax business or Experian business. What they do is they go ahead and feed this information to the major banks. And of course, the major banks take all of this data in order to make a decision on whether they're going to assess your credit worthiness when it comes into business. All right. So as a matter of fact, according to last year's report by the SBFE, late payments over, they was able to go ahead and, like I said, work with over 160 plus lenders. And that list is continuously growing as we speak, as of going into this year as well. All right. So now, how does the SBFE work with credit bureaus? All right. So now with the SBFE, they don't necessarily give you a credit score directly. What they do is, like I said, they feed all of this data into the credit bureaus, which of course the credit bureaus go ahead and creates it. Now, first of all, with Experian Business, leverages the SBFE's data to create is IntelliScore, which of course they have an addition that includes the SBFE data inside of their IntelliScore algorithm. Equifax Commercial also uses the SBFE to create its business delinquency score model. And Duns and Bradstreet leverages the SBFE to strengthen its Paydex analytics. So as you can see here with the three major business credit reporting agencies, all of them utilize and leverage the data from the SBFE to be able to go ahead and create their credit score models for businesses, for small businesses out there. Okay. Stop wearing trends, guys, and start wearing the blueprint. Check out the Blueprint Movement website where mindset meets drip. Listen, the Blueprint Movement website is just not all about clothing. It's about statement. It's about ownership. It's about discipline. It's all about getting to the next level. And if you want to be able to go ahead and do so, go ahead and put yourself in position with the merch from the Blueprint Movement website here, guys. All right, listen, if you're all about wanting to build wealth, build credit, build a future for yourself, hit the link down below and check out the drip. That'll go ahead and get you to the next level. All right, check out the website, guys. See you on the inside. So, think about it this way. Whenever a lender pulls your Experian business score, chances are they're actually looking at your SBFE verified data behind the scenes, in addition to Experian's internal scoring model as well too. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and share with you how important the SBFE is coming into 2026. Because of course, in this channel, like I said, I want to go ahead and give you guys the most updated information as far as what's going on, what some of the new trends that's going with business funding as well as business credit. Okay, so now, as we're going into 2026, it's very important to understand, and I share with you guys that the SBFE no longer is just being used by the big banks that I've mentioned on the list here. Now it's being used by alternative lenders, credit unions, and even some buy now, pay later platforms that are now moving into the business credit space as well too. So some key stats that I want to share with you guys is that 85% of U.S. lenders now access the SBFE data during their underwriting. So that's nearly 90% of U.S. business lenders. Okay, so and that trend is only going to grow more and more and more as we get further on into the year as well too. Also, there's over 1.7 trillion dollars in small business credit activity that is tracked through a system. So that also lets you know how big of a scope that the SBFE plays into the credit data space. And also, last but not least, 60% of denials for small business loans involve negative or missing SBFE data. So, it even comes into, if you have any negative information that's reporting on your SBFE credit report, that's also plays a major factor because as I just shared the stat with you guys, nearly 60% of denials are based upon the fact that there's negative information that's being fed to your business credit report or to lenders based upon the SBFE data that's being reported as well too. All right. So it's very important to understand that if you ever been denied funding or even though your Duns and Bradstreet or your Experian business credit report may look good, the issue is probably in your SBFE file that's causing you to get denied as well too. So that's something that I hope a lot of entrepreneurs are being aware of as you're out there trying to achieve funding as well too. Okay. So now that we have went ahead and talked about what the SBFE is, what their role is, and also how it impacts our business credit scores, I think it's very important to now go ahead and end the video and share with you guys how you can actually build a strong SBFE credit profile, which again, like I mentioned, the SBFE is not a platform that you can log into. There's not a portal or anything like that you'll be able to go ahead and access any reports or scores or anything like that. But you can feed positive data to the SBFE, which ultimately is going to build up your credit profile with them. All right. So don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and share that with you right now. All right. First things first, what you can also always do to be able to do so is, of course, making sure that you use your business credit cards or business lines of credit. Nothing personal, guys. Of course, the SBFE is, like the name says, Small Business Financial Exchange. They only report business credit data to the major lenders. All right. So any business lines of credit, business credit cards, business loans, these are the things that's being fed. So you want to make sure that you are acting responsibly with these particular trade lines. Okay. Also, very important when it comes to business credit trade lines that you pay your invoices on time, whether it's a net 30, net 60, or net 90. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your the balances, not just on by the due date. Paying them early can dramatically help you and help increase your business credit profile. Lenders like to see speed when it comes to business obligations. All right. Also, keeping your utilization below 40%. I know when it comes to personal, the threshold is 30%, but when it comes to business, the threshold is 40%. Carrying a high balance and carrying high utilization is a surefire way for you to be able to go ahead and be looked as a risky borrower in the eyes of lenders. And that's something that you definitely don't want to do as you're looking to go ahead and build your business credit report. Okay. And also, most important, most banks nowadays and credit unions in 2026, they want to build a relationship. So you want to build long-term relationships with any lender that you currently have a relationship or an account with. This is ultimately going to raise your internal score with these lenders, which of course, that's also information that's the SBFE is going to feed to these lenders as well to help raise your internal score, as well as improve your chances of getting approved for funding as well too. All right, guys. Now, couple things that I've been hearing online when it comes with the SBFE, as well as, what they stand for, some of the things that they do. And I kind of want to go ahead and break it down to make sure that we can kind of clear up some of the misconceptions out there. Okay. So, of course, some of the things we've been hearing that the SBFE is a secret, government database or something like that. That could be farthest from the truth. It's privately owned by its members, not by the SBA, not by the IRS. No, they do not own the SBFE or behind it. Again, it was created by the banks and is shared internally by the banks as well, too. Also, another thing that I've been hearing online a lot is that you can directly dispute with the SBFE. Again, that's farthest from the truth. That is largely incorrect. Largely incorrect. Okay, only your lender can fix or update data that's being fed to it by the SBFE. Like I said, it's not a consumer reporting agency. It's a private database that feeds the data directly to major lenders. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Blueprinters? This is a video that I want to go ahead and share with you guys to encourage you guys to go ahead and join the Blueprinter community. If you want to go ahead and level up to that next level in building generational wealth, as well as empowering yourselves on financial literacy and credit literacy, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and join the Blueprint movement. We have some great things that's up and coming down the pipeline of this year. Many of you guys know my rags to riches story started actually right after the pandemic. With that story and my experience during that time frame of me being a successful serial entrepreneur, launching the different ventures that we're launching here, I felt like it's an obligation for me to go ahead and share it with you guys in my experiences, as well as, the trials and tribulations that I was able to learn and overcome. With that being said, guys, definitely go ahead and join the Blueprinter community. Tap in with us. We have some major things coming down the pipeline. I'm very excited with the movement. I'm very excited on where we're going. I'm definitely encouraging you guys to definitely tap in and join us, man. Listen, not only are we going to show you how to build generational wealth, but we're going to have a good time in doing it. All right. So tap on in with your boy. All right. See you later. Bye. Also, another thing that I've been hearing a lot is that the SBFE doesn't affect small businesses. Trust me, it absolutely does, guys. I mean, hence the name, the Small Business Financial Exchange, right? Every major bank pretty much checks it before any large approvals or anything like that. So, same thing as, other credit reporting agencies or bank reporting agencies, such as check systems or early warning systems, how the banks leverage that information to assess whether to extend a relationship to you. They utilize the SBFE to determine where they want to go ahead and approve you for lending or any one of their products as well, too. So those are three of the top three, misconceptions and questions that I've been seeing online that I wanted to kind of clear up the air with. So a lot of people are not being led to the wrong path or giving out any type of misinformation when it comes to this particular topic here. Okay. So with that being said, quick recap, the SBFE is the hidden reference for the business credit game, guys. So, like I said, they don't promote themselves, they don't sell any subscriptions or anything like that, but they do play a major part as far as whether you get approved for a business loan or a business credit card with any one of the major banks. Okay. So like I said, pay your balances early, keep your utilization low, build your relationship with your lenders out there, and pretty much understand what is the driving force behind a lot of your approvals or denials when it comes to major banks out there. Okay. So listen, guys, because we're in 2026, the smart business owners just don't play the credit game. They know how to they understand how to master the system behind it. Right. And of course, that's what we're teaching here. But again, listen, guys, if you want to know more information as far as inside tips and strategies on business credit reporting agencies like the Small Business Financial Exchange, or, if you want to learn the insight on how to be able to go ahead and achieve business funding for yourself, check out our free school community. It's in the description down below. It's an absolutely free community. We have a paid version, but I highly recommend you check out the free version. This will allow you to be able to go ahead and get some insight of what we're all about, what some of the wealth building strategies on how we've been able to help our members to be able to get to the next level. You know, we have, of course, credit repair services, funding services, for a lot of individuals out there. And of course, as we're in 2026, it's just going to continuously grow. So definitely check us out so we can help you get to the next level. And last but not least, also check out the Uptrend business software. This is going to be the #1 software in 2026, where you'll be able to access your business credit reports, to help you get funding for your business. So if you want a platform where you'll be able to go ahead and check your Duns & Bradstreet report, your Credit Safe report, definitely check out Uptrend Business. It's a free 7-day trial. Go ahead and check it out, and you'll be able to go ahead and stay ahead of the game when it comes to building business credit. But other than that, listen, if you guys have made it to this part of the video, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button. We definitely want to go ahead and have you part of our growing YouTube channel in 2026. That's the only thing we ask in return, is to be able to go ahead and support the channel. And you can do so by hitting the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. So whenever we drop content like this twice per week, you are kept up to date as well too. Leave us a comment. We definitely reply to all comments. Listen, if you got a lot of great value from this video, and if you need more help or anything, any questions or anything like that, definitely would like to hear from you. But other than that, stay safe, keep building credit. And as always, we're going to catch you on the flip side. Take care. Peace.
Blueprint, yeah. This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, Wesley Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in, and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wesley did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking, based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.